Bam, bam, bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're going to break down Bitcoin just like we saw it last night and get into brass tacks. Shout out to each and every one of you who is sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. If you were with us last night, we talked about the MATIC short breaking up to the target. The target was right there. It hit the exact target, about 14% gains from MATIC overnight. You'd be swimming in gains right now had you looked at what we were looking at last night. It looked beautiful. The 4-hour looked like it was about to do a MACD turn. RSI was in a good place, and the stochastics were turning to the upside in this falling wedge, and it was respecting this trend line. MATIC 3S for gains, 14% to the upside. Let's break down Bitcoin. So if you're in my trading group, remember I talked about it. I said this would probably highly likely break out if Bitcoin takes a dump to the downside. How do we figure that out? Well, we watched the 7-minute flag last night and said if this can break up, but it didn't, went sideways, then it began to roll over this red candle, really. Then it came for the bearish retest. That was the exact moment to short. Right there, when it come to bearishly retest the trend line and broke to the downside. That's exactly what you're looking for. That's what happened. We can get rid of this cup and handle. It did not play out, but the inverted head and shoulder did give us that initial move to the upside, and this falling wedge did break to this moment, to that movement there, right? So, and I said last night, right, an insurance short with a stop loss at 17,000, said it'd be a little risky to open up the short then. The short really should have been opened up earlier, but still a chance there could be an insurance short there, and we did drop to the downside. How bad of a downside drop is it? We're going to take a look, and we're going to break it down now. I do see some bullish divergence slightly on the 7-minute, as this is swinging slightly like this is swinging slightly down. We could get a move back to the upside out of this. A quick V-shaped recovery could just be a short squeeze. We'll load up Bookmap for you, and we'll see what Bookmap gives us right off the bat. But right now, we're looking at Bitcoin falling off this bottom trend line. You know, breaking news. Bitcoin has lost the trend line. Came right down to my next area of support that I had drawn, though, at 16,500, 16,480, because bounce, and lo and behold, we bounced there. So a little bit of bullish divergence, expecting a bit of a bounce. We could open this up and call it a bit of a falling wedge here. Let's see. You almost say it fell in and fell out, but it's a little wedge down here. An ugly wedge for sure. But so far, I mean, we knew a move was coming. Could have been bigger or smaller depending, but so far the symmetrical triangle has broken to the downside. We have lost that trend line. All right, so you're looking for bearishly retest. You're looking for this to try to come back up and bearishly retest this point of control for a dump, or get back inside the pattern and possibly go sideways again. Can we get a move to the upside? The 7-minute is trying to roll over. It's overbought and showing us that we can't get above the previous zone. So let's break that down. We're going to attempt to figure out where Bitcoin's going to go in the next couple hours based on probability. And that's what we do here. Woke up, saw Bitcoin dumping, knew I had to come out there and make a nice live stream for y'all. I will not leave you hanging. I'm here every single day doing what I got to do to keep you privy to the information for Bitcoin, all right? So look, we got this flag here that could break to the downside. 7-minute does want to roll over. We will see. However, it's hitting a nice stronghold here. There is strong support at 16,005. 16,005 breaks. We're likely headed to 16,350 and then to 16,002, and then all the way to the bigger measured move at 14,006 or 15,006. Those are the two areas we're looking at. 14,007 actually, and 15,660. So no guarantees. We could actually careen back to the upside. Let's take a look at the bigger time frame here, the 4-hour. And could you say, you know what, we're just still inside the pattern? No worries. You kind of could say that. See this? You could say we're still tight in the channel. Maybe Bitcoin hasn't left the channel yet. Up, down, just still tight. And there's a shot there. The 4-hour is now overbought. Depending, it could get a bit of a bend back to the upside. We're going to look at the 4-hour time frame. That's interesting. The 1-hour also is expecting a bit of a bounce. So I would take profit on my short personally. You do whatever makes you happy. I would be taking profit on my short. It looks like we're going to get a bit of a bounce here from the 1-hour time frame off the bottom of this trend line back to the upside. Can we get back above the point of control is the question. How bad did that 22-hour dump on us? Not bad, not at all. And we've been watching this 22-hour, talking about this likely breaking to the downside. And look, I can duplicate it again. I like to have just multiple charts. But I can look at the all-time history index to lead all the work there. I got no drawings anyway. Slap on the 22-hour and hit auto. That should give us kind of where we want to be. And I'll show you what I've been looking at just in a bigger time frame. Daily's been in that indecision zone. The 10-day is horrible. See, look at this bearish engulfer on the 10-day. And it's like we already kind of fell out of the pattern on the 10-day. You see that? And this has a pole. And I've been showing this to everybody, so do not be surprised if you see $7,000 Bitcoin. All right? We could see major capitulation. Major capitulation. That would be a real bear market, right? Bring it on. Only the strong will survive, something of that nature, okay? And look, we were below that 200 simple on the 10-day too as well. And then we go to that daily in the 22, and they both also showing signs of a break to the downside. I mean, look at that. And right now, when we zoom in here, this is a bear flag, everybody. Like, just make it clear. Like, you broke out of a pattern, and then you're flagging outside of it. Symmetrical triangle, bear flag. And you can even leave that out and show the tightness here. And that 22 hours looming overbought. So that short is starting to play out. Honestly, no reason to close the short now that's in profit with a stop loss at about 17,100, 17,200 area. This could continue to the downside to 14,000. All right. So that's, I've already kind of gone over this. If you want to understand these concepts, or you want to see what I'm talking about, check out my channel and don't just look at my live stream, look at my videos. I got a lot of amazing videos out there. Look, it's all SPF. But look, if you hit the videos here and you go to Bitcoin worst case scenario, definitely check this out. That's definitely going to break it down. That's good information right there. Show you basically what I'm showing you now, just in depth. So all you have to see is the worst case scenario. So I'm giving you your worst case scenario, level down to 14,000, likely to dump based on the high stochastics RSI. I mean, the probability is that this will break to the downside. But anything is possible. I take it one day at a time. So right now we're going to watch the idea that we did hold 16,005. 7 minutes in this flag. Can we go sideways? If we break to the downside, likely to go down to 16,340. All right. So you're going to wait on that 7. See what the 7 minute does. You likely could go sideways. It's just a 7. It doesn't hold a lot of weight. I want to make that clear. However, we've seen huge moves come out of it and change the whole way we look at things. And that's why I bring out the 7, even though most people would just bypass it. I don't know how many times the 7 minute has given us the insight when all the other time frames did not. So we got to pay attention to that as well. All right. So 1 hour does want to bounce back to the upside, as I showed you before on that other idea that we're in this falling wedge. The falling wedges break up 68% of the time. Can we break back to the upside? And so we're going to wait out that 7, see how bad this flag plays out. If we can go sideways, double bottom here on the 15, chance we get a nice move back to the upside for Bitcoin. It is the most vicious day to trade, Sunday into Monday. Then we have false move Monday, a lot coming. Let's take a look at Bookmap. Bookmap shows you where the liquidity is. Just shows you where people are buying and selling Bitcoin on the order book. Shows you where people actually get liquidated, and you can actually watch people get their whole accounts blown up here on Bookmap. So we're looking here at 16,500 buy orders and some buy orders, 262 Bitcoins at 16,006. A little more down here than up here, but it's scant. Order book is still kind of getting made. People are just waking up. So we're seeing some small movement right now. Not a lot of information. If we had to go for it, it says there is more liquidity at 16,005 than there is at 16,006, and we're likely to head a little lower. This is Bookmap. I have a link to Bookmap in the description below. Jump on in. It'll blow your mind. It'll show you where the liquidity is, and I actually use it all the time. It's a great, great tool. Bookmap. Absolutely love Bookmap. All right. Also have a link to Mex Global in the description below. I use Mex Global and KuCoin. My favorite two exchanges at the present moment have been solvent, doing the proper things, and everything's been A-okay. Also, don't leave too much. Use what you're going to trade. Take it off if you're going away for the weekend. Hang out. Some people are starting to FUD USDT. I always say I've been saying this for a long time, diversify stablecoins. I keep a third in BUSD, a third in USDC, and a third in USDT. I still hold some US Tether. I will make that clear. I don't want to FUD it completely. Everyone starts selling it off. US Tether has been fine, but a few people, Crypto Mason and a few other people are starting to FUD Tether. Starting to give, it's kind of weird. I won't get into it. But so, yeah. So we're going to watch this 7 minute flag to find out. It's going to give us the confirmation the fastest. That's why we're watching this flag. Then we can delete it. If we go sideways, the 1 minute does want to push to the upside, and we have this bullish divergence here on the 7 minute time frame. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down, suggesting we can get a bit of a bounce. However, we have resistance now at 16,570, 16,006. We got to get back above that level to remain bullish, and you can hear me saying the same things over and over again. Now I see this bigger head and shoulder. I don't know if you saw it. I just was able to gander on it. And there's a head and shoulder that's breaking to the downside too for Bitcoin. Measured move would take that further down all the way to about 16,260, 16,200 area. So see that head and shoulder there? You got to mind that. So we're going to watch the 7 minute flag, see what happens here. and see if the 1 minute can give us a bounce back to the upside. If the 1 minute only comes up and does a bearish retest, add to the short. That's what I'll be looking at. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. And still, a few little coins still made it to the upside. RLC, League of Kingdoms, LOKA, ROSN, Cream. Still a lot of coins pumping to the upside for whatever reason. And of course, our gem of the day, MATIC 3S for the move to the upside. I put this out last night, said if Bitcoin takes that dump, MATIC 3S is going to make a beautiful move to the upside. Had you privy, have you ready? And that's why trading groups are great. If I was in a trading group and I was just joining and I was looking at Bitcoin, number one, I wouldn't be sure where Bitcoin was going to go, right? But then this guy comes out, he does analysis, gives you all the probabilities, all the levels to watch. Then you see it break that level. You listen, you're like, okay, if it breaks this level, I get it. And then I also have shorts waiting. You're like, oh, falling wedges break to the upside. And I just teach you, basically all your options that you have. And if you didn't know this, you wouldn't know all these options. That's why I love trading groups. And I joined a trading group 5 years ago. It changed my life. I wouldn't have been able to figure out all the information that I know now. If I didn't join a trading group, there's no way I would have been the crypto lifer. It would have taken me 7 to 10 years to learn what I learned in 4 to 5 years. I was surrounded by 3,000 intelligent individuals searching the market. Come on now. It's going to rub off. Also, in my trading group, even if we didn't do trading, I believe my group would be worth $99 a month. We do positive reinforcement, subconscious mind rebuild, and how to keep yourself positive. Stay off of the drugs and alcohol. Work out every single day. Drinking the lemon water. Making sure you stay hydrated, staying positive, and pushing forward at the speed of light every single day. I don't care if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We live in gratitude. Wake up in gratitude. Go to sleep in gratitude. Consistency for gratitude for God in my life and for each and every one of you. I will show you the light. If you believe there's opportunity in your life, then there is. You will push forward every single moment in time. You can, you will, you are the best. You're your own worst enemy. You're your best friend. You can create the opportunity in your life. There was short money to be made last night. Could have woken up to 14% gains. So there's short money to be made, and it is what it is. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I'm going to jump on out of here for the day. Thank you for being here. Looking at my Bitcoin update, we'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. to go over Bitcoin yet again. Sunday night in the weekly candle close as we do it every single week. Shout out to all of you. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Let me jump on into that chat. CNC Ireland, my man. We got Abandoned Baby. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Tever Flood since 2017. I know. CNC, my man. See my only blue crew there. Jamie, my man. My two blue crew, man. The only people waking up early on a Sunday, hanging out. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming on in. Yeah, Sonam just kept pumping to the upside, but you know what? You jump on the bandwagon. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I'll hit the notification bell so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tonight for the candle close. Be safe.